Hello, this is Pixelogic. This is a site made to try to collectively solve every 5x5 nonogram, aka Picross. There's 24 million yada yada, you can read the number, and we're gonna do a little bit of this. I just think it's kind of a neat idea, and we're gonna have way too intensive music here to start. But I just think it's a fun concept to like crowd work doing it all together. It's just kind of neat. Now there's already 2 million done. That's pretty sick. I am going to zoom ourselves in though a little bit more. So boom, bam, and I'm just gonna scroll to a random spot. Here we go. 1 space 3, 2 space 2, 5, 1 space 2, 4, 1. Oh, we've done it. We've officially done 1. There's almost 1,000 people online doing this too, right now, at this moment. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of neat, I think, personally. I think that's kind of neat. So, you know, feel free to do some yourself if you wish, but I'm assuming the bottom and the top will have people that have done them. Yeah, bottom, a lot of the top ones. So I figured I would just go to a random. I don't even know how to get back to the one I was just at, so I guess we're here now. I guess we're just here now. The way that it like auto-completes did throw me off a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but there it is. Now this is obviously, I'm not gonna do this all too long here, but I just wanted to do it just honestly just to show it off to people because I think it's a cool idea. It's a fun little thing. And apparently there is also a tutorial if you don't understand how to play it, but it's Picross style. And there is a mobile version on iOS and Android, so there is that as well if you wanted to. I guess it's on Steam, or maybe this is an ad for Pixelogic. I don't know what's going on. Okay, here we go. So I guess this thing solving all of the 5x5s is like a community thing, and then this is also somewhat of an ad for the game itself that will, I guess, be on, or is already on mobile and maybe on Steam. I haven't looked into it, but there you go. So let's chip away at some of this for a little bit then. I'm dying. I'm dying. I don't know why there's part of me that's like, oh, there's going to be a secret message in one of these somehow. It's like, no, there isn't. That's not how this works at all. That's not how any of this works, actually. It's, in fact, not how it works at all. X. But, yeah, you know, it's neat. I, personally, think that I'm not a big fan of the 5x5s, I will say, but this is a specific, you know, extra circumstance of sorts, so there is that. Yeah, this can't be here, so it's got to be here, and then this has to be 1, 2, so bam. This one's not tricky, but it is a little bit something. It is a little bit something. I mean, this is probably just gonna be like 5, 10, 15 minutes. I was what was it? I was out and about doing my thing, and I had seen the trailer for, what was it? It was, what's going on here? Oh, that's not supposed to be there. 1111. It was the... shit. Oh, man. How am I blanking this? How am I blanking this? because I want to keep doing these. What was the trailer for? Oh, the new Squid Game. That's the one. Jesus, that took forever to get out of me. The new Squid Game trailer. Season 3? Whatever it is. And, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, the second season was already a little bit... had some moments that were interesting, but also kind of at the same time. Oops. And I'm probably going to still end up watching it, you know, at the end of the day, but I was talking to a friend the other day, and they were telling me about how they're kind of over, not necessarily Netflix specifically, but how TV shows a lot of the time now take like 3 years between a season for the next season to come out, and how it just makes it worse. Or like, you know, they're basically saying that old shows were able to do seasons on a more frequent basis, and it wasn't like some end of the world thing, and they don't understand why it has to take so much longer now, or maybe not that it has to, but why is it? And I think that's a bit of a fair question to be asking, but one of those where it's like, you know, everyone wants to support the rights of workers and stuff until it gets in the way of their the thing that they want, right? And I think it's kind of one of those situations. 1 space 1 2 1 2. I feel like I imagine it's related to that type of thing. Where, I mean, it's probably a combination of a bunch of things, right? I wouldn't say it's all one aspect by itself, but it's because, you know, because at the same time there's the similar kind of discussion for oh, why does it take so long for certain games to come out, or why do they cost $1 bazillion million to make, looking at GTA 6, etc. Doesn't have to be the GTA example. Certainly a lot of people that doing that kind of thing, and there's always like a, you know, as much as we don't want it to be, life is more gray areas than it's not usually, so that kind of makes it a little annoying, but oops. Voice actors on strike. Yeah, that's a thing that's been going on for a bit too. And then you have like anti-AI stuff going on. Meanwhile, you have the voice of Darth Vader giving his rights over to Fortnite, which then immediately turned into people making Darth Vader say slurs, and you know, it's, you know, not everything is as squeaky clean as maybe we would like it to be. Starting to see more of the patterns a little bit here, as far as when there's 3 1s, that's a pattern. When there's 3 space 1, I know that one quite a bit as well as 1 3. And then now there's only 2 left, so you guarantee that 3 has to be there. That's there. I covered that one with my head. That's why I've been sticking to these 2, because they're viewable. I guess I could do the one over here now too. Envision, my bad. Doing a couple that maybe weren't as viewable. Here. 2-2 is a pattern. Seen that one a bunch. Seen that one a bunch. Oh, that's a 1-1-1. That's a 1-1-1. That's a 2-1, 2-2. Very good. Oops. Well, no, that's still gonna be there anyway. That's still gonna be there anyway. 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 3, 2, 2, base 2, 1, base 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. Oh, what do we got? 1, 3. 2 gets that. Means 1, 1 has to be here, so it makes this. Yeah, we're just cruising along a couple minutes here. Chatting about whatever. 1, reverse it. Reverse. Reverse. Just doing. I will say the thing about 5x5s that is satisfying is that you can really zone out and just kind of chug along and not really have to think about it. Did I do something wrong here, or is the game just... No, we're good. For a second I thought I might have done something wrong as I was talking about how you could kind of zone out and just do these. Oh, exposed. Freeze me in there. We're chilling. Oop, that's a fast one though. Oh. There we go. Misread the labels a little bit there. My bad. My bad, my bad. I do think that could benefit from we could benefit from well, have you ever seen that image of the Sonic the Hedgehog, but it's like an edited image and it's him saying I want games that are like shorter and worse quality or something like that? Have you ever seen that? Do you know what I'm talking about? Kind of a funny image. There is some level of truth to that being an interesting idea. There is some truth to that. So block that, so... Oh wait, this just has to be that. Duh. Sometimes you just gotta look at the full thing. We got a 2, so we got a 2, so we got a 2. There's a 1 here, 3 could be there, there. This has to be spaced out, and that's the 2. That helps. Means a 1 down here, 1 here. 3, 1. That one was a little slow. 2, 2. 3, 2. I was also reading, or I guess maybe reading's not quite the right thing there, but it was a discussion. Oh wait, that could be up or down, huh? No, that has to be like this, so it's got to be here. Someone talking about how, and I've heard this sentiment before of people that kind of complain of, or people that will only play games when they're remade and won't play like original versions of the games that came out. And there's like a various kind of disagreement in that space about how, oh, like you should always play the original version first or something like that, and then other times you'll see things that say, have people saying stuff like, oh, well, you should always just do the newer one because it's gonna have better quality of life and this and that. And again, it's another one of those, well, the answer might be a little more complicated. The answer might be that it's a case-by-case basis, but even without that, there is value in playing games that are quote-unquote bad or not well made, or what, you know, whatever label you want to give it. And I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at, really, is that I also was reading a discussion, and again, this was definitely more of an opinion thing, that was about how people that are late 20s, early 30s, mid 30s, early 40s, maybe even, where because of how we grew up as in a gaming as it evolved, where one of the big things to do, or like one of the big exciting elements of a new console coming out, was that there'd be this huge bump in graphical quality and fidelity, and like this ability to, you know, whether it's 2D games that started being able to be made, or sorry, 2D, like 16-bit, 32-bit, 64-bit, and then you have 3D, N64, PS, etc., etc. It was always about like graphics this, graphics that, and that they were talking about how, and as with everything, I'm sure this is differs between different people you talk to, but they were saying that they noticed, at least with their interactions with younger gamers, that the younger gamers did not look at an old game and scoff it off because of it being you know, pixelated or whatever, right? It was more that they like more hopefully engaged in the game itself and just evaluating the game for being fun or whatever, instead of you know, how good it looks, because everything can look good now. And that was just, I thought that was interesting. I hadn't really thought about that before, where just, you know, some of the older gamers, myself included to some degree here, of course, have a inclination to value graphics to a high degree. Now, I don't think I've really ever valued graphics that high to a degree. I mean, I purposely, a lot of the time when playing other games, would kind of go out of my way to lower the graphics. So like in my brain, I'm kind of always used to, or often want to default to making the graphics lower from having like bad computers back in the day and stuff like that. But you know, I thought it was interesting. I hadn't thought about that before. You need Tetris and Unreal Engine 5? Now you're talking. Tetris in VR would be so stressful, actually. Tetris in VR would be so stressful, actually. Holy moly. Unfortunately, I do still have my cough, but... it might be a little tricky. 1 space, 1, 2. Good one. Okay. Here. Is this every pattern? One will be a swastika monk a W. Huh. Well, I mean, I guess if you figured out the numbers for what that would have to look like to make that shape, I suppose you could figure that out. I'm not gonna, but cool, I guess. I hadn't never thought about that. Not something I had considered. Not something I had considered. Oh, this is a 1-1-1 style. What? Oh, not a guarantee. This has got to be down here and here. There's gonna be like, there's gonna be some guy that's like, why are these 3 columns just done like 20 times? Why? What is that all about? What happened to the other edges? I'm just gonna be sitting there going, sorry, 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 sorry about that. Sorry, not sorry, etc. That was a quick one. Boom, boom. Oop. Yeah, this. Are there other... Now you got me thinking about, like, what other weird patterns or shapes could you do with... if you knew the numbers and such. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot, but... I'm sure there's a lot. Oops. That means those gotta be there. That one was a little more annoying. Here's... Nice. I think we'll do one more set of 3 here. Actually... Is there... How do they have it ordered? I guess they don't have it ordered. I was thinking, like, do they have it ordered where it's like... I guess it probably would ruin it if it was ordered where, like, imagine if it was like 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 and then 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 4 5 5, like, you know what I mean? Or 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 and then change it to 0 0 0 0 1, etc. I wonder if that, like, could, who's gonna, how could, would you be able to find the all zeros pattern somewhere? I don't know. I also, I guess, don't know how necessarily they are calculating all of these different variants. Like, would there be a way, like, if you had 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 1, I guess you'd have to have a 1 somewhere else too, and then you'd be able to do it. Alright, never mind. I was trying to think, is there like a way where there could be a pattern where you don't actually know where you're supposed to put the number, but I guess you probably just can. Probably you just would. Okay, I don't know how many I just did. Oh, never mind. They tell me. I've done 80. That's a nice round number to stop off at. 100 would be tempting, but we're at like 20 minutes here. I think I'll stop that for now. But yeah, I just thought this was kind of a cool project. And maybe if you're looking for something to do on your phone on the toilet or whatever, or on the train or something, you know, chipping away at this, it's kind of cool. It's only 4% complete, so there's a lot of... Wait, how does this work? Come on. Oh, you can't see. I've clicked on this, and it's a drop down, and it has a bunch of sections. I don't know what was I just on only a... Hold on. Oh, look at this. Oh, you can't because it won't show it. But okay. Section 1. Okay. So section 1 is 100% complete. Now you see that, right? Yeah. You can see that it says section 1 100% complete. All of them are complete up to section 20. Section 20 is complete. So section 21 is the next one that is not fully complete. So I don't know where it even put me on. I don't remember what number section it had me on when I started. It must have just thrown me on a random one. So how many are in a section? Go back to 1. So number 1 through 25,000. Okay. I was gonna say something about, like, maybe I'll try to do an entire section. I'm not going to do that, actually. It turns out 25,000 5x5s. Probably a little more than I'm willing to put myself into, but that was cool. That was Pixelogic's 5x5 every 5x5 nonogram. Check it out.